thanks for coming in studio, man.
Absolutely.
Good to see you.
Can't turn down an opportunity to come in here and hang out with you.
This is a labor of love, I would imagine, right? I mean, right in your sweet spot. You're with the team all the time anyway, but I want to know how much extra work you did specifically on the book once the season ended.
Oh, yeah. No, this is my whole off season here. Yeah. There was so much living it day to day, and it was fantastic to do that. But to actually dig back into the season and knowing, because we didn't know if Judge was going to do it. In real time, it was kind of, you were saying, is he going to get to the record? Then once he had done it, to go back and re-examine it and get to talk to everybody in the Yankee universe who was connected to this home run season in some way, tell some of the stories that I saw behind the scenes that maybe we didn't tell in real time. Yeah, this was a labor of love. I think the Yankee fans, baseball fans, are going to love this book because it really does peel back the curtain on what was a fantastic season, probably the best season wire to wire that I've ever seen.
So share with us some of the insights, because what I'm curious about is, and I know you talked to Aaron a lot after the season ended and his kind of retrospect and his look back at what he had accomplished. In September, the pace slowed down.
Right.
What did he share with you about the kind of emotional weight, the difficult kind of psychological standpoint that it takes to accomplish something like this?
It was bizarre in a lot of ways, because if you remember back, we were all focused, the media, the fans, we all just wanted to see Aaron Judge catch Roger Maris and surpass him. And meanwhile, the Yankees are in a postseason chase, and Judge, to his credit, and I feel like this is what makes him great, is that he was always focused not on chasing this record, not on hitting home runs, but being a complete player. He wanted to help the Yankees win a game, whether it was offense, whether it was defense. He was willing to take his walks, pass the baton. Of course, he wanted to get pitches to hit, but I think that the chase did wear on him in the later parts, especially when fans were showing up everywhere, where they're standing up with their cell phones. There were a couple games at Yankee Stadium where he would hit a double down the line, and you'd hear this audible "oh" from the crowd, and it was kind of like, what are we doing here? Yeah. And it really became this phenomenon. So I think that he certainly felt the weight of that, especially when friends and family started showing up at the ballpark.
Did he ever have to go, because I know a lot of players, and I'm thinking of Cal Ripken when he was in pursuit of the consecutive games played record, he had to stay at a different hotel away from the team just to kind of get away from the circus that was this record chase. Did Aaron have to do that, or did he stay with the Yankees the whole time?
No, he lived at home and stayed where the Yankees were. But I think that what helped him a lot in this chase was his teammates did a lot to keep this as normal as possible. They didn't treat him any differently just because he was chasing this record. Actually, I think that's a big reason of why last season, unprompted, Anthony Rizzo, Nestor Cortez late in the year stood up and said, if Aaron comes back, and remember, this was all happening in the background of a contract chase, and we didn't know for sure if Judge was going to come back, and certainly, but they would say, if he comes back, he needs to be the Yankees captain because he is our leader. We look to him, we follow him, and I think his teammates did a lot to kind of make things seem normal for him, even though outside, I mean, we were cutting in on college football games to show his at-bats. It was a crazy national story, a phenomenon. This was much bigger than just Judge having a great season or the Yankees chasing a postseason spot. This became a national story.
That's really cool. Look for Bryan's book, 62, documenting everything about the chase. Let me ask you about the current Yankees then. First and foremost, is there any new news on when Aaron Judge will return to the lineup?
No official timetable. I did speak to a sports orthopedic surgeon in New York who has not treated Judge, but kind of gave him the entire lay of the land here. And you see the video of Judge, of course, running through that wall at Dodger Stadium. Best case on what he's dealing with would be he could probably return in the first week of August. Now, he's been running on an anti-gravity treadmill. He's been doing some T work. He's been throwing. That's all good signs. The real test is going to be when he's running. And so he mentioned last week that right now running at 10% is not going to help anybody. But if I'm Aaron Boone, if I'm the Yankees, if I can get him running at 50%, 60%, I think I take that. I put Judge back in the lineup.
Well, the Yankees, as we know, they like to be very careful with these high-priced assets in when they're coming back from injury. And we need go no further than tonight's Yankee starter for a great example of that. Carlos Rodón making his long-awaited Yankee debut. Nobody thought it was going to be July that we'd finally see him in pinstripes. What's the expectation like? Is there a governor on him, a pitch count? Tell us what to expect.
He does have a pitch count. I think you would look at Rodón probably around 70, 75 pitches tonight, but better for him to do it in Yankee Stadium than wearing a Hudson Valley Renegades jersey, as you see here. He's ready. He feels ready. He struck out 8 in that outing, so he has mastered A-ball. He has nothing more to prove down there in the minors. Get him up to the big leagues, and especially after watching Luis Severino struggle last night, this is a nice boost for the Yankee rotation to get a fresh arm in there, and this is what we waited for. And a guy that Judge campaigned for when he spoke to Hal Steinbrenner during the offseason said, if I come back, we need to get another frontline starting pitcher so we can get past the Astros in the postseason. That was Carlos Rodón.
One-word answer. Do the Yankees acquire pitching before the deadline?
Yes. I think Brian Cashman is always kicking tires and looking for something to help out this team, and they will try to definitely improve upon the edges wherever they can on this team.
Heard it here first. Brian's book, 62, available online wherever you get your reading materials. Brian, thanks for joining us, man.
You got it, Matt.